Guess who's back, baby? Back in the chair, Calen. Here you are. You're not ready for my energy this morning.
Oh, wow. Let me get a little coffee first.
I know. Who brought my coffee? Where's mine? Producers. No? I thought this was a professional operation.
Diva.
I know. Welcome to This Week in MLS. I'm Andrew Wiebe. With me, Calen Carr. No Susanna Collins. I know, comment section. You're going to be really, really disappointed about that. But we're still going to have a whole lot of fun.
You look nice, man. I like the outfit today.
I know, our denim.
Did you plan this? Or?
No, but I know that you usually wear denim. Underneath here is a Brooklyn t-shirt. I won't bring it out because I figured you'd be wearing one.
What's up with these jeans? They don't look ripped.
Nope, not ripped, but we can organize that. Our denim quotient here, very, very high, but let's jump into it because there is news on this Monday morning. Frank Lampard posting that he will not be back with NYCFC. 15 goals, 31 appearances in 2 years. Some boos from the home fans at times, Calen.
There were highs, there were lows. We laughed, we cried.
There were.
Frank Lampard actually was a great professional, I would have to say. I think the way he came in was awkward at best. I mean, he was promised as the first signing of this club, and then big DP, big expectations, didn't live up to them, of course, because he wasn't here. And then he had the injuries, and then finally comes back. Was excellent, you have to say, this year for them. Really was a part of their turnaround as a club. So, I don't know. I feel like in some ways he's one of those like weird, I don't know how he's going to be remembered.
Yeah, it's a mixed bag. The legacy is not straightforward, right? Because you have that big introduction on the East River, and as you said, he's the marquee signing, but then he's not there, and they wonder, is he actually dedicated to NYCFC? I think he proved that this year, just his legs. The injuries, they added up, and of course the playoff failure against TFC is not going to sit well for Frank Lampard, but maybe changing times for the club there in the Bronx. We'll see what happens this offseason. Of course, a good second season here in MLS.
They do not lack for ambition. I'll be interested to see who they sign.
Andre Pirlo, maybe his fate in the question mark too? We'll see about him. Steven Gerrard also hinting to LA Galaxy fans and MLS fans that he won't be back in LA. He said, I'll miss you, LA. That probably means he's moving on. We'll see. Robbie Keane also an issue there. Some changing times in MLS with some big names as we go forward. But let's talk a little about the playoffs because big names, changing times as well. Tim Howard, if you watch that US-Mexico game, yes, it was no good in the game to see him leave, and Brad Guzan came on capably. But now that scenario is going to play out in Colorado from day one of the conference championships. It's announced that adductor injury he had going to keep him out for months, not weeks, and that means no playoff appearances for Timmy. Zach McMath, back in the saddle.
Let's go, Zach. Let's go.
I know you're jacked, and I know you're just waiting to say something about the Rapids to me. So,
well, yeah.
Go ahead.
If you didn't need a reason to doubt the Rapids already, Wiebe's been talking trash on the Rapids all season. Then you write an article saying, "Oh, I was wrong about the Rapids," and then pick them to lose against the Galaxy.
Yeah, I mean, being wrong doesn't mean I can't be right in the future, right?
But how many times are you going to be wrong before you admit
we'll see.
The Rapids are a quality side?
I'm okay.
Really
I'm okay being wrong. I don't know. Look, I'm strong in this game.
But I feel passionate about it. I've been in the...
So you think they're going to win. Zach McMath's going to come in. He's got a better goal against average this year than Tim Howard. And if you remember, when Tim Howard was signed, Zach McMath wasn't particularly happy. This was his opportunity to be a starter, to take the reins. He was performing.
Yeah, but now you see why Tim Howard was brought in. Because you get into those late moments in a playoff match, a penalty shootout, and he steps up big. So this is a big loss, and it's tough as far as just having that rhythm. Now the good thing is they've had the international break, so he's been getting a chance probably to be working with that first team again as the starter, but you're going to get thrown right into the fire. Luckily, he's got a lot of experience with this group, so I'd expect him to be able to recover, but it is tough. I mean, part of it's just the personality of Tim Howard.
Yeah, certainly his presence will be missed for the Colorado Rapids. Jermaine Jones seems healthy, though, trying to get into shape. He will play with the U.S. on Tuesday in Costa Rica, a big match for him. I'm sure Pablo Mastroeni is watching that one saying, oh, please do not go down and get up very, very quickly.
On the other side, Seattle's also got some guys on their end. Jordan Morris, of course. Roman Torres, a couple other guys as well.
Flaco Fernandez, Andres Ivanchitz. They seem to be trending up. I'm just saying. I'm not
The good news for Colorado, though,
okay.
Gashi, it sounds like, is recovering well for treatment. At least initial reports are that he's got a chance to be involved for this first tilt in Seattle.
And let's talk about the Eastern Conference Championships. The 401 Derby, which I'm told by Montrealers is not what they like, so let us know in the comment section below. What should we be calling this on This Week in MLS? We're always open to constructive criticism there, but 40,000 plus tickets reportedly sold at Olympic Stadium. I was
How
there.
am I going to get tickets? Susanna and I are planning on going to this one.
Do you need tickets?
I don't know how I'm going to get in.
I don't need tickets. I mean, I'm good to go.
Oh, really?
I'll do my best. I'll do my best for Calen.
Patrice, give me some tickets.
It's going to be an amazing occasion. If you look at this now, we've got a week of build-up coming. What gets you the most jacked? Is it the players is it the players? Is it the folks in the stands? What are we looking at?
I just watched a video from the Montreal Impact behind the scenes. They have one of the best video departments in the league. So good, so good. And just watching that video of that team in the locker room, Patrice Bernier's pregame speech, and then he's like dancing afterwards. It was really fun to watch. I think this group has something special going. And then how can you pick against Toronto right now? Like I feel like they've got Javinko, Josie. Yep. They've scored 8 goals, I believe, 9 goals and 1 against in the playoffs. So
yeah, it's pretty good. It's not bad. 7-0 is NYCFC. Don't want to remember that one. Also, Toronto FC saying, hey, we have to be considered the favorites in this one. I would tend to agree.
But there's also the mental dynamic. I was at that game last year in the playoffs where Montreal just walked all over Toronto, 3-0 in Montreal. That is something that the Toronto team has not forgotten. And although Toronto, I think, has to be sort of the favorites on paper, I have to say that I think the mental edge right now, until you see it change, is with this Montreal side. I think they have a little bit of that confidence because they've beaten this team more often than not.
Yep, swagger from the Impact right now. Let's talk a little bit about folks who do have some swagger and showed it in 2016. Award season is rolling on. Rookie of the Year named Jordan Morris, our guy. 12 goals his rookie year. A lot of pressure on him early on. People saying, hey, where's the left foot? Where are the goals? Where are the points for the Sounders? Well, they got them. When he scored, they were absolutely magnificent. A great first season for him, responding to that pressure and building on what was some hype.
He's looked unfazed in the playoffs as well. I mean, if he's walked right into it. I think playing with the U.S. men's national team in these big games before he came to MLS really sort of helped him settle as far as being able to not be afraid of these moments.
Yeah.
And he's been so great. Obviously, him and Ladero, their partnership has been excellent. People who say that this team will be fine without Jordan, you're wrong. Like, they need him back. He gives them an added element of pace and dynamic play in behind that they just can't substitute.
Now, Defender of the Year came out last week as well. FC Dallas out of the playoffs. So sorry, Hoops fans. But Matt Hedges got the recognition, Calen, that I think he deserves. A couple years by, he's been a guy who came out of the draft, developed with Dallas, has become a guy that Oscar Pereira says should be in the U.S. national team. It hasn't happened for him there, but a big plaudit for him on the individual level.
If you look at the voting and you break it down, we were just looking at it before we came in here, the players are the ones that voted for Hedges.
Yeah, everybody did actually, all 3 categories, but it was close, 4%. Yella Von Dam.
Who else's matters? Yeah. Media, extra time radio.
The
players are the ones that know best because they're playing against them week out, and they voted for Hedges. I think he's the deserving winner, and of course not involved in the playoffs anymore, but Dallas has a lot to be proud of.
Yeah, a nice little individual silverware for him. Coming up on the 17th, Goalkeeper of the Year. On the 21st, the Newcomer of the Year. Maybe Frank Lampard's last hurrah in MLS.
Wait, can Drogba win Comeback Player of the Year for the playoffs?
Yeah, that actually could be interesting. We'd have to change the rules.
I don't know what Comeback Player of the Year is.
We've got that sort of power, right?
Yeah,
we can do that.
That's it. This week in MLS Comeback Player of the Year. Congrats, Didier. We're really happy for you, man. I'm sure he's a big watcher, loyal viewer of This Week in MLS.
The 2 big ones coming up after that, though. Coach of the Year on the 29th, and then MVP on December 6th. Coach of the Year, who do you got?
I've got Pablo.
Okay.
I think he did a great job with this group. But I like updating this.
Are you on the Rapids payroll? I'm just.
Well, Rapids, and then wait a second.
You up good denims there.
I'm going to the other side with my Montreal love. I think if you're going to do a playoff version, I think you have to give Biello the way he's managed this Drogba situation. Now bringing him back into the side. I think he's if you're going to do a playoff Coach of the Year so far, I give it to him.
And tactically, stuck to his guns, found an identity, went with it. They're winning games because of it. Maybe going to have an MLS Cup to play for as well. MVP. All 3 of the finalists are kaput in the MLS Cup playoffs. Sasha Kleshin, Bradley Wright Phillips, David Villa, gone.
New York.
So an MVP will be won, but it won't be by a playoff participant at this point. Is that a good thing? And who's your playoff MVP so far?
I think that's a fine thing. Yeah, I mean, the MVP recognizes the regular season, but that's why we have This Week in MLS to update it. And like, how can you pick against Javinko right now for the playoffs? I mean, I think he kind of took it personally that he didn't get nominated in that final three. His teammates have talked about it. You know, for a guy as quality as he is, he's gotten overlooked a lot. And he's got, you know, I don't want to make a short guy complex, but like, he's got that.
He's not Napoleon. He's not
No,
Napoleon.
but he's got that fight in him, a little bit of that, you know, if you're going to go to like NFL football talk, like he's got a little dog in him.
He does.
Which I like, you know, and I think that's bearing fruit in the playoffs.
He also has MVP already, so he's good. He's just trying to get that cup, man. And they're rolling on Toronto FC. I think that's it. I think that's all we got, right?
No, that's not it.
What do you mean?
This is something you're being initiated into This Week in MLS family, and you gotta witness this.
Okay.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on
All
tight.
right.
Did you see that?
What? No, not Simon. What?
Yeah.
I've watched it. You know what? I wasn't prepared for that.
Did you see that? Did you see
no.
that? Did you see that?
Get it out of here. Okay, what's your Did You See That? What's yours? And I hope you don't take mine because I really thought long and hard about this one.
My Did You See That was
Don't take
me hanging out with Herc Gomez.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, before the game, he flew out there from Seattle to do some Fox work, and we got to hang out in the hotel a little bit. Good luck to Herc, rooting for him. He's doing awesome out in Seattle.
Most interesting man in MLS potentially. Also, I was there, didn't get the call, so yeah, taking
sorry,
that
dude.
very, very personally. My Did You See That was pregame of US-Mexico. All the players, both teams coming together for a really, really special photo that I think has a message that we can all tune into and be really, really proud of. As CONCACAF, MLS, US National Team, Mexico fans, everybody. That's it. I'm Andrew Wiebe. This is Calen Carr. This Week in MLS. We'll see you on Monday.